Hi everyone, my name is Marcene and the engineering department has asked me to create a video to explain my educational experience um, both before and during Cabrillo. So I thought I'd share a little bit about my background. I grew up here in Aptos. I was born and raised here. I went to Aptos High School and soon after I went to Cabrillo, transferred right out of high school. And I remember feeling super reluctant and I'm not going to lie, a little frustrated with how things had turned out, but I'll touch more on that later. Um, a little more background is that both of my parents immigrated here from Mexico. So I'm a first, and they didn't go to college. So I'm a first generation student. They both went straight into the workforce and they've always worked really hard to support me in any way that they could. But unfortunately, that also meant that they couldn't really support me academically. I was really on my own when it came to that. And it was, you know, difficult but rewarding to navigate all of that on my own. And luckily, I did great with grades and all of that throughout my schooling, and I was able to learn quick and do well in school. And I'm grateful that my parents were able to support me in whatever they could, and really proud to have done what they wish they could have done, and everything they sacrificed so that I could succeed in ways that they couldn't. Yeah, I always loved school when I was young. It was hard for me to pinpoint a favorite subject, but I ended up, really gearing towards and loving math and science, but particularly math. And I actually first became interested in engineering during high school. In my geometry class, my teacher actually used to be a civil engineer, which is my major. She had just quit her engineering job to come work at my high school because, she gave us this whole speech on the first day about how she definitely wasn't in it for the money, and how she was just really wanting to inspire, future generations to take a path onto the STEM field. And I was really intrigued by her. And so I had a few conversations with her, and it just became more and more interesting to me. And she explained to me what she did as a civil engineer and, her goal, I guess, of inspiring high school students worked. And I ended up deciding to follow that path into civil engineering. And it was really inspiring to have her as my teacher, and because this was the first time I had actually had a role model of a woman in STEM, particularly in engineering. And I found out that this is what I was most interested in and what I wanted to do. And I've never had a role model like that in my life before. You see things in media every once in a while, and it's becoming more popular nowadays. But when I was younger, it was very rare, and I never actually got to talk to anybody with that experience. So that was a big push to where I am today. In high school, I also had hopes of transferring to a four-year university. I was pretty dead set on wanting to go straight to university, but I knew my family couldn't afford it. I was told from the beginning by my parents, you're going to go to Cabrillo, we can't afford a four-year university. But me, being a hard-headed teenager, was pushing for that anyways, trying to find any way that I could make it possible, scholarships, grants, all of that stuff. But it wasn't really possible. And even just applying for schools was expensive. So applications came and went. I didn't really apply. I applied for a few schools, especially out-of-state ones that I got a few offers to apply where they waived the fee. So I said, why not? And I applied. I got in, but these schools were kind of just not that great for engineering, and I really didn't do any research into them. I just wanted to apply to see if I could get in. And so I decided not to go. A few of them did offer me good financial aid, but it wasn't a good fit for me. It wasn't a good They weren't good engineering schools. It was very last minute, and I just decided it was best to go to Cabrillo anyways. So I was pretty disappointed that I couldn't go to a four-year university, but I'm so glad that I ended up here at Cabrillo. I wouldn't be on this path that I am. I don't know where I would have ended up, but I know it wouldn't have been as amazing as this experience has been. And Cabrillo has provided so many opportunities for me. And now I'm transferring. I just finished my last semester at Cabrillo. I'm transferring to Cal Poly SLO, and I was able to get tremendous financial support. And it's been really amazing here at Cabrillo. So yeah, I realized I was wrong about Cabrillo back in high school / my early days. My first week, or the first few weeks here at Cabrillo, we were in a CG51 STEM class, and they were giving us a tour of the classes that were in session. And we got a little presentation from a student promoting the WISE Club, which is the Women in Science and Engineering Club. And I didn't have any friends or any peers in engineering. So I was interested in meeting new people. I'm pretty introverted, so this was a lot for me to do. I was really nervous, and yeah, I went to the first meeting, and after that, it was just smooth sailing. Everyone in the club was extremely nice and welcoming and really helpful, especially as a new student. They hooked me up with so many resources and like tips. And, I found my way into the STEM Center, the hub with free tutoring. I was exposed to lots of scholarships and lots of job opportunities as well. And I ended up TAing for surveying and statics. And that was really fun, and it was good practice too. And I really enjoyed those courses, and I was glad to be able to help the other students get through them as well. And those courses also helped me really cement my passion for civil engineering. And I just knew that, I was happy doing this, and I'm really excited to continue this education. And all the collaboration here at Cabrillo and the hands-on learning has been really amazing. And I've just really enjoyed my time here. And I think it's also important to recognize engineering as a team effort, which I think the department reflects pretty well here at Cabrillo, and it's been very good. And I am I am disappointed in the stigma that comes with attending community college. It's often looked down upon. It's definitely been less so in the recent years, but I definitely had that mindset coming into Cabrillo. I thought of myself as less, or not as smart, or not as I didn't have as many opportunities, so I ended up here. But I'm glad I did. It turned out a lot better, and I have a few peers that went straight to university, and everyone looks back at the few of us who did go to Cabrillo, like in my friend group, and we all compare our experiences and whatnot. And overall, I'm very satisfied that I did end up coming here to Cabrillo. And you can't beat the prices here and the flexibility that comes with, especially now that not everything, but a few classes have become hybrid. Granted, going through the transition from in-person to online was very hectic. I think it's made us all a little more tech savvy, and hybrid classes are also super convenient and a lot more flexible, which has been great. But yeah, all in all, I started as a timid engineering student. I got a TA job here at Cabrillo. I even coached some incoming STEM students for it was the STEM Success program that I worked with. And I just actually wrapped up an internship with Santa Cruz County, where I worked in the road design department. And that was really fun. I got to utilize and expand my AutoCAD skills, which I learned here in Engineering 25. So that was really fun. And And now, as I said before, I'm heading off to Cal Poly this coming fall semester or quarter, I guess, which is also going to be an interesting transition to go from semesters to quarters. But yeah, I couldn't have done it without all the support here at Cabrillo, with all the scholarships that Cabrillo introduced me to, and all of the support from the engineering department, and especially Joanne and the members of WISE. I would really recommend joining a club or just finding a good group of people to connect with that are in your field, whatever that may be, because it's truly helpful to have that support system from peers and the department and anyone, honestly, that you can get a hold of. But yeah, I'm very grateful for Cabrillo and the department and Joanne for getting me to where I am. And I definitely owe all my success to that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to Cabrillo too.